Up and down the country, schools are implementing their new secondary curriculum. But the big question is, how do we know it's having an impact?
Today, we're looking at our most recent curriculum innovation, which is our Year 9 Specialisms afternoon. It's been in place for 12 weeks now, so it's time to measure it for the first time. And we're just about to go on a learning walk to have a look at what it looks like in practice.
To gauge the impact of their new curriculum, Thomas Estley Community College in Leicestershire uses a range of witnessing tools, including learning walks, governor evaluation, and using pupils as researchers. Thomas Estley is an 11 to 14 community college. Recent curriculum developments include 4 modular weeks across the year for the whole school.
If we're starting in a disco, is there going to be anything said about it?
The flagship of their new Year 9 curriculum is their Specialisms afternoons, weekly sessions where pupils choose from 7 disciplines, ranging from musical performance to rough science.
The college has had a history of being successful. The challenge really for me has been over recent years to take a place that is successful and make it better. I like to think of myself as a considered risk taker. In other words, we'll have a go at doing anything that we think will improve the learning of the pupils here. With that attitude to the curriculum goes a need to be absolutely sure that you are having a positive impact on the learner. And that's not just going to staff and saying, how's it going? It's being specific, it's being very rigorous.
Vice Principal Mandy Collins oversees the evaluation of the school's new curriculum. This afternoon she's joined by Sandra Jenkins, a curriculum leader at the school, and Jackie Allen, a deputy head at a partner school.
Let's go.
They're going on a learning walk to witness the impact of 4 of the specialisms. First up is sports education, which today is taking place at the primary school next door. Part of the sports education specialism is to give Thomas Estley pupils the opportunity to become sports coaches. The core aim is to improve their personal learning and thinking skills.
Hi.
My name's Charlie.
Charlie, you got, well, who didn't make it, you got 4. That's still good, you know, that's still good.
Every context covers development in the personal learning and thinking skills and targets the very hard to reach ones in particular.
And stop!
The learning walk involved looking at what we could see going on there.
Jordan's going to give you a demonstration.
What you've got to do is you've got to jump over this rope as many times as you can, and then we'll count you and you get 15 seconds. So just like this. Yeah? You 2 go to the yellow one and then you go on the blue one.
I'll give you a score.
I expected to see pupils taking responsibility, moving younger pupils on in their learning. I expected to see pupils who were confident, but what was really encouraging was the feedback that we got about pupils adapting to change. What do you think you've learnt most from doing this work with the younger ones?
I don't know, just kind of like being a bit more patient, if you get me, because you can't be like rushing them, so. And stop! Very good.
Really interesting because they chose their context. Not only does it do some of these things, but some of them it was really vocationally relevant for.
It gives them extras. It gives them this other opportunity with an available bunch of children who all are enjoying what they're doing anyway, and give them that feedback as well. It's a real joy to see.
Shall we put a bit more on the centre? Yeah.
We moved on to see active citizenship. Those pupils are teaching lessons to our preschool, which is on site. It was lovely to see some of our older, less confident pupils working so closely with the little ones and moving them on in the learning.
Want any more snowflakes or no? Want a bit more red? Yeah. Since the start of Year 9, I've been less naughty as such, and I've really started to focus because in specialisms, it really makes you feel more adult and responsible.
What's it like on it?
It's
to talk to somebody of this age?
It's very It's a lot different. It's a lot different.
It's really interesting things about adapting what they're doing, because it was then they had to build in hand washing and they hadn't thought about that, and also keeping an eye constantly on very young children. So you know, they're modifying what they're doing, learning from their experience
at the same time.
You know,
Yes.
it's really clear.
Right, next one.
It's going to be marble chips and hydrochloric acid.
We actually moved on to look at rough science, where the pupils were attempting to design the mechanism that they needed to design in the Apollo 13 mission.
We're not told exactly what to do, it's just mainly what is a challenge.
Do you think that's better for you or worse for you? Or?
Definitely better.
Yeah, and why do you think it'd be useful for you to do that?
That way, later on in life, we can help us understand a little bit more.
Who's got the ideas? Who's the ideas?
Giving ideas. Because we were thinking from when we did our science about the squeaky pop test, but then we remembered that was for hydrogen, so we had to change that.
And this is carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
We decided to spend about 15 to 20 minutes in each specialism, partly because we felt that that would give us a fairly rich snapshot, but also because that's actually the length of time that Ofsted are now spending in classes, and as a result we've built that into our evaluation cycle as a college.
Do you know how, like, scene 1, we're going to have the 2 leaders of the gang in the middle, and then it's going to play the song, and when it says the boom bit, that's when all the lights are going to come on, and it's just about pow.
Finally today, musical performance is all about taking a year to research and write and perform a whole musical of their own making.
Alex says, "Here comes her," then the Chavvy gang say, "Here comes her," then the Posh gang say, "Here comes her," and then the lights come on boom.
On the Here Comes Her, I think the lights should flash on and then flash off, so that we see it as a bit, and then it
But when the last boom comes on, it like comes on. Yeah.
They are like a professional drama company, because they're listening to one another, taking the best ideas, deciding which one they're going to do and moving forward with it. I think exactly what dramatic production is all about.
I saw you yesterday.
I think the witness walk and that snapshot view is really quite a valuable one, because A, pupils and staff are very used to seeing people coming around the building, having a look at what's going on during the working day. So there's no observer's paradox here. What that means is you will see reality. And the fact that it is a snapshot means that, yes, you'll get that instant response.
Just walk out the door.
So lots of things, lots of children taking independent learning, understanding what to do, being creative, being interested and being excited by what they were doing.
Learning walks are just one of the tools that Thomas Estley uses to witness the impact of their specialisms afternoons.
We could very easily take one view. We may as staff think we're being innovative. This is exciting, wow, you know, we're an exciting college to be at. It could be having a devastating effect on the pupils. They might loathe it. They might think it's not exciting, it's not challenging.
Come on over here and take a seat.
By involving the governors, the governing bodies sanction curriculum changes and support what we do, but we owe them that accountability too. So they're involved in the process of following up changes, measuring the impact, talking direct to pupils.
Yeah, we're governors, OK, and what we're coming to do is just to ask you some things about your specialisms afternoon. We want you to be completely honest. And what we're going to do, we're going to give you each an individual sheet, and there are some statements on it, and you've got to sort of mark on a scale where you think your specialism fits in on this scale.
Every time we've used governors to measure pupil voice, we've used a toolkit, which involves giving them some scaffolding for getting responses from pupils. Really helps them to have something visual or an exercise before that they can use to ease the pupils into the conversation.
Engineering, you're nearly off the scale, yeah? So are you thinking that's what you want to do in life?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure about what I want to do, but it's like helping me decide kind of thing. But
yes.
And it's quite useful, the things that we're learning.
And it's very nice to see that you're all enjoying your learning.
Yes. Specialisms is a fantastic opportunity for them. I think they've all been given the chance to try something that they've not possibly been able to do before.
Moving on from looking at how the specialisms afternoons are going, pupils now talk to another governor about future improvements.
this is where you need to tell us, all right, because the staff are quite prepared to be flexible and put things in that you feel are missing.
I'd just like to do more work on our future. We've been doing so much about everybody else's, like children's future and our family's future, but nothing about ourselves, so that's what I'd like
So
to
your
see.
future in terms of what sort of jobs you could do in the community, that sort of thing.
I'd just like to meet an actual sort of coach to see like what his roles are in other people's lives and what he like does and just their jobs really. Like to see, just to see like a coach.
It's quite a radical departure from a lesson of ICT and music on a Tuesday afternoon. And I suppose as a governor and as a parent, you want to make sure that those two lessons are being sacrificed for something worthwhile, and also that the children are having a positive experience from it and learning some new skill, something that's different from the traditional curriculum.
So you think pupils gain more skills from specialisms afternoon than from a normal lesson?
Oh, without a doubt.
To strengthen the pupil voice element, the school is developing pupils as researchers.
So they chose the questions, they decided how they were going to see the teachers, how they would split up the jobs.
Some of the skills that they're involved in are associated with leading groups of people.
Not only does that provide a valuable measure from a different viewpoint, but it does exactly what we're trying to do for our pupils. It develops that ownership, sense of responsibility in them.
Do your pupils seem more confident?
Yeah, they do. To begin with, they were really quiet. Everybody sat in the room and they just all sat there like that. Nobody talked to anybody. And now they come in and it's, hello, hello, how are you doing, what are we doing today? And they all talk. And it's a really nice sociable atmosphere.
I was interested that they said how much confidence that the pupils made, because it just shows that the teaching is working and that they're learning from it.
Do you enjoy teaching specialisms or do you prefer normal lessons?
Absolutely, I enjoy teaching specialisms afternoon because it allows me to work with children that have opted to be in my classroom. I was an engineer before I was a teacher, so it's something that's very important to me.
I think that if a pupil is interviewing a teacher, there can be a lot more openness about it, because pupils are actually the ones that are experiencing the teacher's way of teaching.
If we take cross-sections of pupil views, and that's qualitative data, and cross-section of staff views and cross-section of governor views, if we put that together and there is a complete mismatch, then we'd have to say there is something wrong with that data. We're not getting to the heart of where we are. If there is some consistency and some commonality there, some synergy between the different lots of data, I think we can reasonably say, well, it's qualitative data, but it's valid.
This learning walk, overall, what are people's views?
I think we saw a really good snapshot of many of the skills that we were looking at. And I was quite surprised at how much you can see in a relatively short space of time, and talking to the young people as well about what they're learning.
It was very revealing, and I will take what I've seen this afternoon when I see those students again, those pupils again, and I will look at them, I think, with perhaps different eyes.
I like the model here that you're looking at stakeholder views. You know, you're looking at, we've got teachers evaluating, we've got pupils evaluating, governors evaluating. So to have that spread of perspectives, viewpoints and so on, different angles, I think that's the best way to actually capture what really is going on. I've picked up lots of really useful ideas and I'm going to pinch them all.
That's fine.
You can find some of the resources featured in the school by going to the resources area associated with the programme on the Teachers TV website.